Hey everyone, Tara Lynn here. I've got a Christmas ornament step-by-step for you. I'm using a coated ceramic ornament here. Now I'm going to do this one white because coated ceramic is not the best for full layers of paint. It will very easily slide off. It will not have an even coat. It's just not a very paint-friendly surface, but it works well for dots. So I'm going to leave this one white, and I've got my Christmas colors. I've got a bright red, a bright green, gold. I don't think I'm going to use black, but I do have a pearl as well. I may or may not use that depending on how I'm feeling about the design as I go. So I've got my ornament here. Just for reference, it is about 3 inches. So you could do this design on anything that's about 3 inches. I don't have a lot of grid lines on here, but I did mark my center and just a few dots around so that I could kind of keep things symmetrical. I'm going to start here with my 6mm tool, and I'm going to add a gold dot right in the center. My gold paint is just a smidge thick. Let's thin that up a little bit. Alright, so then I'm going to use my blue stylus. I'm going to use the large end, which is 1.5mm, and I'm going to add some red dots. I'm going to add my first at my north, south, east, and west. And then I'm going to add them in between each of those, so 8 total. And I'm going to switch to my green stylus, the small end, which is 2mm. And I'm going to add a green dot in between. So going out a row, in between each one of these red, I'm adding a green. Remember to dip and dot before each dot so they stay about the same size. Right, I'm going to repeat these 3 colors in some more rows. So I'm going to switch to the large end of my green stylus, so that's 3mm, and I'm going to add a row of gold in between my green. My gold paint is just being a little difficult here, so if you see me double dipping, I'm just trying to even up some of these sizes. Alright, so that was 3mm gold dots all the way around again, in between each of the green. And I'm going to do red, and I'm going to use my 4mm tool for the red. Again, going in between each of those gold circles. Alright, then I'm going to switch to 6mm, which is my purple rod, and I'm going to do green all the way around again, centering those in between. And then we'll shake it up a little bit. Alright, we are going to turn each of these green circles into petals, and so I'm going to start with the large end of my green stylus, 3mm, and some gold paint, and I am going to add the center dot for each one of these all the way around, and then we're going to walk the dots around them. My gold paint is really being difficult today. Paint consistency is so important, and I did not check before trying to use it. Metallics can be especially finicky. Alright, so I've got my gold dot, then I'm going to switch to the smaller end of my green stylus, and I'm going to walk a red down each side. So it doesn't matter how many you can fit, we're all going to work with different spacing, but just count when you start, and then try to make each side the same amount. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm just going to stick with 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do the other side of this petal. Then I'm going to follow the same process again. I'm going to add another layer to the petal. I'm going to go back to my 3mm side and my gold paint. I'm going to add a gold dot in the middle of each one. Not happy with that one up there by the dot. By the hole. Ugh. In an ideal world, I'd have centered that right underneath, and I did not really do that. That's okay. Just gonna roll with it because life's not that serious. I think those are all about the same size. I'm going to switch to the small end, and then I'm going to walk the dots with my green down each side. This time I'll be able to fit a few more, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can go 5. Alright, for the next part of this design, I'm going to get some red in my 3mm end, and I'm going to make a dot right, I'm going to pick a petal to start with, and in between the two petals, I'm going to make a swipe outward. I'm going to skip the next row, swipe outward, skip the next row, swipe outward, skip the next row, oops, swipe, 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 swipe. I messed that one up because I got flustered about that one. So let me clean her up and then do what I meant to do. All right. Well, that one is just not meant to be. All right, then I'm going to get the green, and on every other one, I'm going to make my green swipe outward. So we end up with 4 of each color alternating around. I'm going to switch to the smaller end of my green stylus, so 2.5 millimeters. And next to the red, I'm going to add a swoop going to the left and a swoop going to the right. So I'm going to go right next to it and just pull one to the left and one to the right. And I'm going to repeat that for every red. And then we're going to have 4 of those, and then I'm going to do the same for the green. So still using the small side, but switching to green. And then to finish off this design, I'm going to add some dots all the way around. I'm going to start with my 4mm tool, and I'm going to use some gold paint. And in between each of these sections, I'm going to have a 4mm dot right in the middle. So we'll go all the way around. We'll have 8 of those. And then I'm going to go back to my green stylus. I'm going to use the small end, 2.5 millimeters in gold paint. And I'm just going to fill in the space. I've got space for 3 dots in each section. And the idea was to keep them all the same size, but it looks like they went down in size, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to walk the dots instead. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, I like that. There you have it. I ended up liking just the 3 colors, so I'm going to keep it as is. I don't even think I'm going to add top dots. I like it the way it is. I always say top dots are a personal choice. They will help you adjust the pattern and kind of make it your own. So feel free to top dot if you want to. And I would love it if you would show me your finished piece. You can always tag me on social media. I'd love to see it. Thanks everyone. See you next time.